Hello, ladies and gents. How are you doing this fine Wednesday evening? I'm so excited to be recording on a Wednesday because the last episode I had to record on Thursday and I didn't like it at all. I was not happy, but I'm so glad to be recording on a Wednesday finally. And I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be sharing the past 1 week of my life with you. I know I'm not going to rant as much because it feels like the last 3 episodes or last 2 episodes, all I've done is complain. And that's not what self-care is about. Although, those were my thoughts, but still, I need to ensure that there's some form of, that there's a balance. It doesn't mean I'm not going to share my NYC Chronicles. I will. And obviously, I have a bone to chew. Is it a bone to chew or a bone to pick? With the National Youth Service Corps program. Those people, and see, we're literally at, is it loggerheads? I think that's what it's called. Welcome back to Selfscape. So if this is your first time listening, you're absolutely welcome. I'm excited that you're here and you're listening. And if you're a returning listener, I'm really excited. Let's keep it going. Thank you so much for all the comments. Thank you to all the, what am I trying to say? The comments, the reviews. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Thank you so much. And I'm really, really glad. So the thing is, I was recording before, actually, because I don't even like the way this intro is going. I was recording and then I realized that my mic was no longer working. Apparently it was low and I didn't charge it. This in tech, happy tech girl. Jeez. And so I had to go and record it. Charge it so I could record again. So I'm kind of trying to understand where all that energy. That's the thing with when you're recording something and then maybe something happens, it doesn't record properly. You have to muster that strength to do it again and to make it better than the first time. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. But it's fine. It's all good. I feel like as the conversation progresses, I will definitely get my energy back. I think this thing happened the last time. And it's happening again. I need to be very careful. Very, very careful. Oh my goodness. It rained. You people. Here I was thinking that if it rains, that, the rain would actually bring some form of relief. Boy, was I wrong. It rained and there is still heat, but at least it rained now, Abby. I don't understand why there is still heat when it has rained. It rained on Saturday and it rained yesterday and then also today. A couple of hours ago, I think about 2 hours ago, it rained here. And there's still heat. Why is the weather still hot? I thought like if it rains, everywhere just becomes cooler. There's something wrong with our weather. Like we need to figure this thing out because this heat wave is not even funny. Everywhere is hot and there's no power. Literally no power. There's currently power now, but the entire day there was no power. The power was restored this evening. See, as I'm calling it power, there was no light. The NEPs, they refused to give us light. They refused. I was trying to be what's it called? I was trying to speak properly in case we have some diaspora people here listening. They'll be like, what is light? I'm talking about electricity. The NEPs people, they're just doing anyhow. So the NEPs, they're not doing what they ought. In fact, everything is, you see, that's the thing. When you start to reason things that are not working, the list just goes on and on. So I will try as much as possible to stay away from it because the things that I've seen today on Ambassador's internet, just not encouraging, especially with the exchange rates. See, that's what I'm just going to stay clear because that's not what I came here to do. I came here to just tell you guys the thing that has been on my mind and how much fun I've been having the past week. So last week was Valentine's Day and few people were buying flowers, buying cake. People got engaged. So my friends got engaged on Friday. Last week was all love and all enjoyment and I loved it for everybody. My team, my media people, we actually exchanged secret letters. Is it secret? I had a secret Valentine send you an email, so we did like the secret Valentine thing, just like Secret Santa, but this time was for Valentine's, and they sent emails, and it was just one of the most thoughtful things that anybody could have done on Valentine's Day for me, and I think that was really nice. I felt so loved. And then on Saturday, I went to my friends. I stayed over at her place for the weekend. I really had a very good time. It was like a time for me to decompress, and I also attended a concert. Well, should I say it's a concert? It's like a Valentine's Day program event. It was by Angelo. Angelo is a Christian artist that sings and writes love songs, beautiful love songs. So he had this event on Sunday, and it was just really, really nice, very chill. The conversations were really interesting. I had a really good time, I will not lie. I discovered some new artists as well, and I met some of my friends from church. I just met a lot of really cool people, and I had a really good time. Then I came back to my house and I came back to work. On Tuesday, I went for my CDS. You people know where this thing is heading, so there is no way I would talk about my life and not talk about NYSC. It's not possible now. Right now is a part of my life and it's going to be part of my life for the next couple of months. So obviously I have to talk about it. Where do I start? Let me start from the very, very top. So I had some tasks that I had to do for work, and because of that, I had to wake early and stuff, prep for CS and just leave the house. I usually leave with my dad if I'm leaving very early. On our way, it started to rain. We thought it was like maybe light showers or something, but this rain did not stop. This rain was very heavy. By the time we got to my dad's office, we had to stay in the car for about an hour because we couldn't come down from the vehicle and then go to the office. Although we're parked in his workplace, but we couldn't go to any of the buildings because of the rain. So we had to wait, and then later on, we then went to his office, and I had to stay there for about another hour because of the rain. I obviously, because of NYSC, now entering to be going for CDS. Why? What's that? So I just stayed there and said I wasn't going to go. Now, before I get into NYSC proper, something, should I say interesting or just, I don't even know how to describe it, happened. So my dad and I were going, right? And we had gotten to a place where we saw an accident. So my dad saw it and pointed it out. I was like, oh my God, it's like this car just had an accident. The car was really bashed, like the front was totally removed. Then the side, I think it was the right hand side, the back seat, the passenger seat on the right side, the door was already smashed in. The car broke some like, I think, what do you call those things, pavements, and then it apparently had collided with a trailer, and the trailer was packed. So my dad kind of described what he thought was the car was coming out and the trailer was on the right lane. You know how, like, if you're coming out of a street trying to join the main road, and then there is a car on the main road. I think I've read it before that the car on the main road is the one that is right, and that you're coming out of your street, you are wrong. So you would have to wait for them to let you pass. So that was how, like, that was the road. That was kind of the scenario. So I feel like, or my dad insinuated that probably the trailer had not seen the car trying to come out, or the car had tried to come out regardless because he thought he could, and then the trailer was maybe faster or something. But we're still commenting on that accident, still sharing our thoughts, and we just drove, I think just a minute, we drove to the intersection. There's always a traffic light there, and my dad parked because there are other incoming vehicles, just like the analogy I just gave of you're trying to enter, now he's trying to enter another street, something like that, and the vehicles on that street are trying to come out or something. So you would have to wait, obviously, for them to come out. And so he parked and was waiting just like the other vehicles. And this keke napep from nowhere just ran, did not bother to wait. And there was an incoming trailer, literally coming trailer. And this keke napep ran straight into, like, to the front of the trailer. And you need to hear my dad screamed because split second, I don't know how, but I just believe that it was just grace. This keke napep was carrying people. Split second, like just a second more, and that trailer would have crushed them. I'm not even exaggerating. I don't know how, I don't know what happened. All we knew is that the driver was quick, the trailer driver was very quick to step on his brakes, and then the keke had to swerve and almost fell into the gutter. So what saved the keke from falling into the gutter was another bus that was coming. So the bus acted like a shield or something, so the keke did not fall into the gutter. And everybody was dazed because you literally just passed an accident. That keke napep passed that accident. Just 1 minute, it's just really walking distance from that accident to another accident about to happen. And I was just thinking, why do keke napep drivers feel like they have 9 lives? You're not the cats. Even cats know better. Because Why would you risk your life like that? And it's not that it was just you. You had passengers, a full keke napep. So it had 4 passengers in that keke very early in the morning. Why would you? There is no traffic. There is no rush hour kind of, because it was pretty early. It was like past 6. So obviously the day was still a bit dark. The sun had not come up yet. So why are you rushing? What's the rush? Where are you going to? Why rushing? But like, why are you rushing? And that's how you would have rushed away and threw your family into sadness, or maybe some huge medical expense that they're not supposed to be dealing with because you just were so impatient. I will not lie, I was really pissed. I just could not understand it, because this is not the first time I've seen a keke napep driver actually drive recklessly. They drive recklessly half of the time. And I just wonder, like, why? Why are you always fighting for space in between cars or in between trailers, or trying to overtake everything, or not patient enough to wait, and just always wanting to beat traffic lights, thinking because you have a keke napep and you guys are a bit fast because you're smaller in size? Is that what you think? I was too stunned. I was just there like, what is this? And guys, let me tell you, Lagos is not for the weak, because that's just one of the many crazy things that happens. Crazy things, whatever. That's just one of the many crazy things that happens in Lagos. Lagos is really not for the big. So many crazy things. Somebody was talking about how they traveled out of Lagos and there was no traffic, there was no rushing for bus. Literally, the bus will park and you will board it. I laugh in Lagos, where the bus will be moving and the conductor will be telling you, enter now, you know if you enter, sure you know if you jump, enter. Or you will try to board and they will not even wait for you to sit, and they're already driving off. Oh God. And I told her that, see, if you lived in Lagos, I feel like you can live anywhere. You can survive anywhere, because Lagos will test you, test your faith, test your salvation. Hey God. And it's just mind blowing. Now back to my NYC chronicle, because I'm definitely not going to leave this out. So I went for CDS, right? As I usually do. I went for CDS. Only for me to get there inside rain. So first off, I forgot my CDS slip at home. So that was even a problem, because that means it will not get signed. And I was already like upset and pretty agitated because of that. And then I got there. They had already assigned people numbers so they could kind of use numbers to sign or whatever. I didn't have a number because I was just arriving. As me, I still joined the queue, because I mean, even if I don't have a number, it doesn't mean I'm not going to print now. And I was on the queue for about an hour 30 minutes. See, I will never understand this thing. Why I will have to wait for about an hour 30 minutes to get to thumb print, and then I will get there and the thumb printing machine will still not be working. And this thing happens every week. Or the laptop battery is bad, so it has to be constantly plugged into light, and once the light goes off, the laptop goes off. I have questions. Did the government not pay for all these things? Why is there such a bad maintenance culture in Nigeria? It's not making sense. So I got there now. Finally was able to join the queue. Was able to get in front of the escort. That's what they called them. And my thumb printing was not working. I mean, I know I don't have issues with thumb printing, because it has never happened before that I would try to thumb print and they'll say, oh, it's not working. That's not true. Or that's not possible. Or that's not happened. And so I knew there was a problem instantly. I tried the first machine, didn't work. Tried the second machine that was available, it didn't work. Went to the third machine, tried it didn't work. And I was like, okay, something is definitely wrong. So they searched for my records, they could not find it. I say, are you people joking? Are you kidding me? What do you mean you can't find my records? Hey, people must be playing. Because why do I always have a story to tell every week? It's like people are always looking for ways to reinvent yourself so I can come and talk about you on my podcast. Are you listening to my podcast? Because it really begs the question. So I went back to the third machine, and that was like the president of the ESCOs. Then a couple of people had the same problem, so he told all of us to wait. He got our state code, and then he tried to check and found out that we didn't have any records. I don't know what he did, but he did his little whiz tech thing. He did something. I think he had to go to the database or something to get our data manually or something like that. I really don't know. He did it in front of me, but I thought it looked like magic. I finally was able to get our records, and then we were able to thumb print. I got there, I think past 10 or past 11, and I left there, I think has to see this thing of getting there early and leaving like 4 hours later is a waste of time because I have why would I be spending close to 4 hours just to turn prints? It still does not make sense to me. Can't they find a better way to really make this thing much more easier on people or to streamline it? And I find this thing very, very annoying where Nigerians are unbearable when they're not suffering. I don't know how to explain. How do I really? Okay, let me just explain. So, we had issues, not because our fingers were not working, so to speak, or like we didn't have blood in our fingers, but because our data was missing. And I understand that they were on a queue and also wanting to turn print. I get it. But why would you be screaming at us and telling us to get out if we don't have blood on our fingers? We should get out so that you can turn print. There was one that even caught my eye. She pushed through and came to the front and complained and said, why are we here? Why are we should leave, get out, let everybody else turn print since our fingers are not working. Lo and behold, brothers and sisters, ladies and gents, when it got to her turn, I was looking at her. I was like, sis, it better work. If it does not work, you're gonna sleep here too. It didn't work for her. And I'm not trying to be malicious or anything. It's just that, okay, so now that you're in the same position as I am, what do you have to say for yourself? Because you made it seem like, oh, it's my fault that I can't turn print and the line is held up or something. Okay, now leave the line so that other people can turn print. She stood there. Also, you can stay there. No, you can stand and wait your turn. Nigerians, very insufferable in certain situations. And I just think that it shows a lack of empathy and concern. There is this statement I always hear: Nigerians don't like oppression except when they are the oppressors. And it rings so true because you don't want to be oppressed because you're not in a position of power. And when you get to the position of power, you want to exert your power. Make it make sense now. Where is your empathy? Or where is the kindness and the what's it called, sympathy for humans that you had before? Because she was literally screaming and got there, and there was one that even said, she was speaking to a guy and she was like, "Are you not the man? Why can't you turn print?" Hey, I was livid. I just had to shut out the noise before I misrepresent myself. I was livid because that was such a wrong thing to say. Why would you say that? Why would you even think that of anybody? You don't even know the reason this person is still standing here. Why can't you just be a bit considerate? I get it, everybody was standing, but obviously maybe you should have asked. I feel like I would have asked first, okay, why are you still here? What is going on? Is it that you are unable to jump in because your hands a bit sweaty or what? Before I would have, been screaming at the top of my lungs, "Oh, get out," and saying all sorts of rude things. They were actually very rude, very, very rude, and it was just unpleasant. But anyway, NYC just gives me, I feel like I will have stories to tell my kids eventually, because my NYC has been very dramatic and eventful, and it's just blows my mind every week. So that's it for my NYC Chronicles. I did have something I wanted to talk about, but I think that I've exceeded my 20-minute mark. I'm thinking that right now as I'm recording, and I don't want to exceed that mark. So I will keep that for next week. Hopefully, I don't have chronicles or like something that takes away from that, but I will try as much as possible to even talk about it first. It's something I saw on X, and it has been bothering me because that's actually a very legit question, and I would like to talk about it. But that's it. That's all I have for you today on today's episode of Skellscape. I'm thankful that you all listened. I hope that you liked the intro of this video because I did not like it. I will try as much as possible to make it much more lively. Bye for now, and I will see you next week. I feel like doing a Q&A, but that's just by the way. Bye, y'all. Have a wonderful week.